Gang, what's up with y'all? It's Marcus, aka the Average Fan. Before I get into this video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button for your boy, man. Push me up in the algorithm, man. Let them know I'm back. What's up with y'all, though? Right. Back at y'all, man. I wanted to come back at y'all. I said I was going to try to be a little bit more consistent with the videos. This time, training camp and it's right around the corner. I believe like a week or two or so, but it's right around the corner as we are in the coming to the end of July, going into August. So I wanted to come at y'all with four things I'm looking out for my Washington Commanders going into this year. As y'all know, I'm a diehard Commanders fan. Born Washington, D.C., lived in Southeast Harford Street till I was about 13. From 13 on, moved to Capitol Heights, Maryland. Lived in Capitol Heights, Maryland. After that, bounced around the country, college, Missouri, Montana, and now last years I've been out here living in Oregon. So John Riggins TD run in the Super Bowl, that's me. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl the next year in '83 when we got belt by the Raiders. Marcus Allen reversing field, running touchdowns. Yeah, I cried. You know what I'm saying? That's me. '87 Super Bowl, Doug Williams, Timmy Smith with the Cabbage Patch. Oh yeah, that's me. Dexter Manley, Charles Mann, Dave Butts. You know what I'm saying? '91 ripping. Top defense, top offense. You know what I'm saying? JCK, rest in peace. And then along came Schneider, man, and kind of ruined everything, man. But the excitement and the joy is slowly but surely making his way back as he sold the team. I think we're going into year 4 since he sold the team. Year 3 with a new GM and the new coach. So we'll see how they handle things going into this next year. And they actually on my number one things that I'm watching this year going into the season, and that's DQ and that's Adam Peters, Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, man. I got my eye on y'all this year, man. As y'all know, like I said, Commanders fans, we've been through a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Jim Zorn, Schottenheimer had the good year, then he got fired. Steve Spurrier, North Turner, Gruden kind of had some offensively, man. We had some good offensive teams with Gruden, but and it's hard to replace Gibbs, man. Gibbs is arguably a top 5 to 10 coach. But back to what I'm talking about, man. DP and Cuters, man. To be honest, I haven't been really all that impressed, man. This year, y'all got to show me something, man. Y'all got to show me the promise, and y'all got to show me the vision. Because besides JD5, it's been kind of mid. You know what I'm saying? And without JD5, it's kind of troubling to think where the franchise would be at right now. 17-17 in 2 years. We did have the one playoff run in 24, 2-1 in the playoff. But what's the one thing as a fan that we can say, oh yeah, okay, I see the vision. Or, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Me as a Washington, D.C. sports fans, I see the Wizards and what they're doing, and I can say, okay, I see what they're doing. I see the Nationals, you know what I'm saying? And they got a top 10 farm system with some young players showing out. I see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? With the Capitals. They trying to influence some talent, and they still bring Ovi back to ride out his last days playing in the NHL. I see what they doing. With my team, I don't see it, man. I think that 24 season put blinders on us because we was definitely way better than what we were supposed to been. And 25 season snapped us back to reality because it showed us that yeah we wasn't up there. We wasn't up there. You know, okay, they have fixed the O-line. The O-line is a little bit better, but they let the center go. That was still kind of puzzling. They got one Pro Bowler in the last 2 years. You drafted Jaden. Yeah, you had 24 All Pros with Terry Louvu, B-Wags, and Eckler at the kick return. But last year was a disaster, man. I ain't even gonna bite my tongue. It was a disaster last year. So after that, you fired both coordinators. After 2 years, Cliff gone. Cliff had us top 10 in offense in 24, 22nd last year in yards and points, man. But we had a rack of injuries, man. It was a rack of injuries, but still any, no excuses. Joe Witt, do we even got to talk about the Joe Witt? Do we? Defense was what, 28th one year, 30th the next year. Can't force a turnover. Can't get off the field. Getting my blood pressure up. Nothing more frustrating, man, than when it's 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, and you still give up a first down. Nothing more frustrating to where it's 3rd and 8, and your cornerback playing 15 yards off the receiver. Just giving them the first down. But got him up out of there. We got DJ, Devontae Jones, the new D coordinator. He from the Flores Tree Apple. Got some young, fresh, innovative, creative minds out there. David Blau. I'm just gonna call him David B. You know what I mean? Until somebody correct me, let me know how to pronounce his name. I guess I could look it up. He from that Ben Johnson tree, and he also spent some time under Cliff as well, and Kevin O'Connell out there with the Vikings. So, what first thing come to my mind is no more old predictable schemes, man. We got some young creative minds as at the coordinator's position. So let's see how they act. Now, DQ, I ain't saying the C hat, but if you don't start off 3-0 or 2-1, hey, when you get in that car in the morning, you know what I mean, in the fall and it start getting cold, them seat warmers gonna be on. It's gonna be on low, but it's definitely gonna be on. I'm looking out, watching for DQ and Peters, man. We got my eyes on you this year. Next thing I'm watching out for is the wide receiver position, man. The wide receiver position for my Washington Commanders, man. Ever since Jaden Daniels has been drafted, they've been playing with, oh man, the wide receiver position with my man. They've been doing my man Jaden dirty, man. You know, besides Terry, his All-Pro 2024 year, best year of his career with Jaden. Luke McCaffrey, De'Ami Brown, Noah Brown, Zacchaeus. I like Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was all right. Robbie Chosen, Chris Moore, Zach Ertz. Now that 24 year for Ertz was solid. Debo, but we never really got to see Debo with a healthy Terry and JD5. Man, River Craycraft, KJ Osborne, Jamison Crowder, Janet Lane. Should I go on and on? They just, you know what I'm saying? They just want my man to be a super false multiplier of that joint, man, each and every year. That's what they provided my man with at the wide receiver position for the last 2 years. And going into 26, here we go again. Same old stuff, dog, just a different day. Here we go again. The same old stuff, dog. The same stuff at the wide receiver position, man. Terry, De'Ami, Luke, Traylon Burks, Van Jefferson, Lane coming back, Antonio Williams now. Oh, hey. We might be on something with Williams, though. I ain't going to hold you. Who else we got out there? Jaden Bradley, Jacoby Jones, man. Exactly, man. Suspect out there, man. They putting too much pressure on Jaden, man, to be Superman. We know when healthy, 17 gonna give us 1,070 catches, about 6 to 8 TDs. But then after that, then what at the position? Then what? One of them others got to step up this year, man. Yeah, we know JD5 is a force multiplier. He makes everyone better. But how about you helping your QB and make it a little bit better for him, man? You know what I'm saying? It seems like we relying on the same thing that we relied on offensively for 24 and 25. So will that get us in trouble? That remains to be seen, man. I know everybody talking about Ayuk and Diggs and Allen. They just need to do something, man, because the wide receiver position is going to be the downfall of this team. My next thing I'm watching for going into this year 26 season is the defense. What that defense going to look like? I guess we switching to the 3-4 base, but with DQ as a defensive coach, when we hired him, I was like, okay, all right, we're going to be good at defense again. But I guess Joe Witt had other plans, man. Also, we had a rack of injuries as well. And Peters being conservative in free agency. I understand he want to be cautious and his first time being the full-on GM. But after seeing how the defense got shebang, after that defense got Manish on the beat, shebang, hey, by the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, you can see that talent was needed, man, because the Eagles just did whatever they wanted to. But what they did going into 25, the same thing. Another one-year deals, older guys, injuries again. Von Miller, Wise, they brought in Hurst. Another bad defense 2 years in a row, man. 32nd and 27th, respectfully, disrespectfully, if you get what I'm saying. Quinn took over for a little bit last year, and the defense looked a little competent, man. It still was bad, but it looked a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? You know how you get that stain, but you don't really get the stain all the way out. It just looked a little bit better, a little less noticeable. That's what Quinn did to the defense. So they fired his man Joe Witt almost all the way through the season. And this year we picked up Durante Jones, who was the passing game coordinator and DB coach for the Vikings. Like I said earlier, he's from the Flores Tree Apple. Aggressive, looking to force turnovers, cause some confusion for the offense to make them uncomfortable. But look what they did for it. Look what they did for the defense, man. They brought in Owe, Chason, Nick Cross. We drafted Sonny Styles. Mick Robertson, those players that I just mentioned, they got they play with a different mentality and a type. Also, they brought in Chenal as well, athletic, young, and they fast. So I do believe this will be a much improved unit. So I salute Peters and DQ for seeing that. Couldn't go back out there, Joe, man, with the slow old putt-putts, man, that we was throwing out there. It's not hard to improve from the 32nd and 27th ranked defense, but this year I expect them to at least be 10 to 15 from what they got on paper. And coaching do make a difference, so let's see if the young gun can do his thing. And last but not least, man, of course, the elephant in the room, the health of JD5, man, the health of Jaden Daniels, man. If he can stay healthy, hey, we gonna be outside tweaking all fall. Outside tweaking all fall. If he can stay healthy. 25 season, man, injury plague, man. To follow up with the 24 year, which some say was the best rookie season ever. But last year, they saw him carry a 2024 D roster, right? And they followed that up. He carried that roster to the championship game. And they followed that up with a C- roster. Like, you can't make that up. They did upgrade the O-line, though, you know what I'm saying, with Tunsil, Cosme, and Connolly, who Connolly had me having nightmares on Elm Street, man. He had me having nightmares on Elm Street, man. Thought Freddie was spinning the block, spinning and spinning. I was nervous out that joint, man, for my right tackle, but he got better as the year went along. That's a solid 3 nucleus for your O-line. So I'm excited to see what he's going to look back for year 2. I definitely think he's going to be huge. I don't know who they're going to start at left guard, Coleman or Paul. They did cut Beardas, so Nick Algetty gets the promotion. He's going to take over. Backfield, Bill, and we got JD's man, Rachaad White. Allen, the rookie from Penn State, set the Penn State rushing record. Jerome Ford. But is that enough? Is that enough to help our QB franchise, man? So he isn't leading the team in rushing again, so he ain't out there taking these hits? Can we get a wide receiver other than Terry to get open? So my man ain't holding the ball, taking all these sacks and thinking he got to be Superman on every play? Because it's not sustainable, man. Can Chig help him out? Send it. Yank off somebody from the tight end spot. Give my man some help. He went from 69% completion percentage to 60%. It all comes down to JD5 health. To me, when he's playing, he's a top 6 QB, man, when he's healthy. If you give me that 2024 JD, oh yeah, that's a top 6. That's force multiplier. But he ain't been healthy. 16-11 in 2 seasons, 2-1 in the playoffs. That playoff run was magical. It gave us something to look forward to as a Commanders fan. But it all depends on him staying healthy. So there you guys have it, man. 4 things that I'm looking forward to as my Commanders get ready for training camp and this upcoming season. It's Marcus, a.k.a. The Average Fan. I'm out. Gang.